basically because there's a profound lack of information on the patient side and a profound power imbalance on the provider side. So part of what we're pushing is to get rid of this fragmentation, to bring everything into kind of a single pipeline that we can, where we can manage the costs, where we can change the dialogue so people are talking about, okay, how do we give health care to somebody that needs it? If we're talking about it as a human right, then the question is really, you either agree that everybody deserves health care when they get sick, or you have to say, you know what, there are some people that I think don't deserve health care. And if we talk about it in that context, then it's easier to push forward. But getting back to the free market thing, one thing that we want to see is, there can be free market principles in healthcare if we allow people to pick any doctor they want. Because then you're talking about going to a doctor you picked based on quality measures rather than a cost metric, or if they're in your limited network. I mean, that's one of the things we're seeing, insurance plans where they're restricting the provider network to kind of control costs. But if they don't have, they may not have a cardiologist you might need, and you'd have to pay for that out of pocket. But in a single payer system, you get access to every provider that you would be able to choose based on quality. So I'll stop there. I know I'd love for this to go into Q&A. I know you've got some great people here with great questions.
Well, let me ask you one quick question. You talked about the Citizens Initiative. Is there a conscious effort on the part of Healthcare for All Colorado to have the orientation towards Citizens Initiative and something that comes in that respect on the ballot as opposed to through the legislature?
Well, obviously, the only ways to make this kind of change are you have to change the law. It has to either happen through the legislature or happen through Citizens Initiative. And we've always, in past years, we've always tried the legislative approach. Even during the federal debate, we were talking and hoping to get the conversation going. But we saw, even at that level, there were doctors getting arrested protesting the exclusion of single payer from the debate and the caucus committee hearings. So, this is not. It's going to happen one way or the other. There are national healthcare experts that I talked to that a couple years ago were telling me even full implementation of Obamacare, because of the lack of addressing cost and the lack of universality, the system will implode within 10 to 12 years. So here we're looking at a 10-year window that we have to fix it again. And whether we do that legislatively, that's certainly an option. If it doesn't happen legislatively, then it has to happen from the people.